hey, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And you're like, take a deep breath. I want to strangle this. Hey everybody, how's it going? We're gonna get straight into this video, self-management and emotional intelligence, right now. This builds off of my previous video about self-awareness and why it's important. If you haven't checked that out yet, be sure to click this up here, or just wait until after this video and check it out. So in my first video of this series, benefits of emotional intelligence, I talk about what self-management is. So in this video, I'm gonna quickly break this down for you. When you think about self-management, I want you to think about your ability to apply what you know about your self-awareness. For example, if you already know that you're irritable when you're sleepy, what can you do to improve your sleep schedule? A very brief and accurate definition of what self-management is, if you haven't checked out the benefits of emotional intelligence video, is your ability to manage yourself in certain situations based off of what you're aware of when it comes to yourself. How can you control what you do and not worry about what everybody else is doing? Real quick, I'm going to give you 5 actionable tips and 5 very simple tips to show you how to correctly self-manage. All right, so number 1 is pay attention to how you breathe. If you notice, most people take very short, shallow breaths. That is not the right way to breathe. Here's why. So scientifically, the way we're supposed to breathe is we're supposed to breathe all the way in, all the way out. It's where your stomach protrudes from your body. Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it. It's supposed to engage your diaphragm. A lot of people just take short, shallow breaths. When you breathe very short and shallow breaths, your organs do not get the oxygen that they need to function at full capacity. And your organs obviously include your brain. So think about how irritable, cloudy-minded you'll get, how frustrated, quick-tempered you can get, just due to not having the correct amount of oxygen going into your brain, because those are all symptoms. But anyways, you want to pay attention to how you breathe, because it has a lot to do with your mood. And when you breathe the way you're supposed to be breathing, you're a lot more calm just naturally, because you're getting all the air, all the oxygen that your body needs. That's why when people get angry, frustrated, or just really, really worked up, someone always comes up and says, hey, take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. And you're like, take a deep breath. I want to strangle this. I've been there. I get it. But no, in all seriousness, when you breathe, it, for one, it feels good, but 2, it naturally keeps you calm. And another really easy tip that you can use right now is number 2, body language. Have you ever been in a situation where you've had to make it seem like everything is okay, or like you're in a really good mood, or you have to uplift like a whole team, or you just have to exude some sort of confidence? This is going to help you. So a lot of you guys probably already know this, but just in case some of you don't, I'm going to go over this. The quickest way to change your mood is physiologically. You can literally trick your body into thinking you're feeling a certain way. For example, if you're ever walking into a speech or a performance or any engagement where you have to talk in front of people or do something in front of people, and you're feeling nervous, or you're feeling unconfident, or you're feeling that imposter syndrome come on, you can trick your body into thinking that you're actually confident. Here's how. You do these poses that I'm showing on the screen right now. These actually help you feel confident. And you do this for about 30 seconds per pose, and do however many poses that you want to do before you actually feel that way. But when you do poses such as these, it actually makes your entire body feel different. It makes you feel confident, on top of the world, bigger than life type of thing. It makes you feel like you're in control, because it releases hormones that do that. If you have to uplift the team and you're really sad and things are not going well in your life, you can't stop being a leader just because things are going down in your life. Or you can't, not be there for your people, or for the people who count on you, or whatever. You have to show up. And here's how you do that. If you're feeling sad or depressed, whatever, literally just crack a smile real quick. I mean, it's really, really easy to do. You just smile. See, when you do that, it actually triggers, again, hormones that actually make you feel happy. You trick your mind into thinking you're actually happy when you do that. And, it's nice to do, and you can do it however long you feel like you need to, but it's a temporary fix. It's not something that's going to, you're not going to get rid of depression by doing this by any means. But my point is, if you're feeling that way, if you need to temporarily feel and look and exude a certain thing, you can literally just change up your body language, and that is the quickest way to change up your mood. Another pro tip, eye contact is huge. If you're not feeling confident, eye contact, that is really going to help you. Hey guys, real quick, leave a comment down below. If you think these videos are valuable, type #value in the comments. Thanks. All right, so number 3 is if you're anything like me and you come home and it's like, the nighttime, you're about to go to bed and you're like, man, I forgot to do this. I forgot to do that. Or I should have said this. I should have done that. Why didn't I say this? Why did I say that earlier? It came off completely wrong. If you've said any of those things to yourself, you keep watching. You need to set aside a time to actually reflect and problem solve. And here's what I mean by that. Just set aside, say, 30 minutes a night. It's great to do this during your night routine. Set aside, a few minutes a night and literally just go over scenarios that already happened during the day that triggered certain emotions, right? But here's what you do. You envision yourself reacting the way that you would have actually liked to have acted in order for it to result in a different way. This process is basically simulating outcomes based off of your previous experiences. And obviously, if you know that you messed something up or you really wish you would have done something, sit back and envision yourself doing something differently. It's going to get you thinking about this on a subconscious level if you do this on a daily basis, because it trains your brain to actually act within the realm of which you wanted to act in the first place. But it's also a way to get you thinking about certain instances as one beast of their own, instead of just like, every time this happens, I do this. No, like, this time I did this, next time I would like to do this differently. It puts you in a more positive mood in regards to yourself, because you're not looking at yourself as somebody who messes everything up. You're looking at somebody who has opportunity to improve in a few areas. And if you just think about how you would do it differently next time, that increases the likelihood that you will do just that the next time. Does that make sense? And right along with reflecting, you need to improve your self-talk, man. You know how many people just speak negatively about themselves? If you've ever said these words, let me know down in the comments. Oh, I'm such an idiot. I always do that. Gosh, I always mess everything up. I'm so stupid. Man, I'm a failure. I always get hurt. What kind of self-talk is that, guys? Like, it honestly hurt me to even say all of that, just to be completely honest with you, because that is not how I talk to myself anymore. You see, as an achiever, you're going to be hard on yourself. But when you're constantly feeding yourself negativity, what do you think that does to your emotions? What do you think that does to your self-management? And when you think on that level that I always do this, I always do that, it's going to eventually manifest itself because you believe it that much and you will act as you think. I, for one, know this by experience. It took a seminar for me to stop talking to myself like this. I'm naturally hard on myself, and I'm always trying to improve something. And, when I do mess something up, I just get super relentless on myself. Like, I just don't know how to stop. It's like, it's really bad, right? Or at least that's how I used to be. But the bottom line is, I went to a seminar one time and this lady was speaking up on the stage, and she was just like, a lot of us are really hard on ourselves when we say these really, really nasty, negative things to ourselves. And it's just like, if you look at a lot of parents nowadays who give themselves negative self-talk, they end up talking to their kids the same exact way. And she was like, just imagine having a baby in your hands and you're just looking at the baby, and just imagine saying the same things that you tell yourself to the baby. Could you do that? And while that was not a desirable example, it woke me up. I was like, holy crap. I will never talk to my kids like that. No matter what they do, you can be your own worst enemy. So real quick, here's a few ways that you can ease your self-talk and make it more positive. Instead of saying I always mess this up, you can say, in this specific situation, I messed this up because I did this or because I didn't do this. And next time I will do this so this will not happen again. Or you could say, man, I'm so good at this. I usually don't make that mistake, but I'm human, I'm not perfect. So next time I'll pay more attention. or I'll tighten up next time. I know I'm capable, I'm more than capable of doing this. I just didn't do it this time. Instead of saying I always or I never, get those words out of your vocabulary when it comes to what you do. We are human. We do not always or never do anything. Point blank. Number 5, actually talk to somebody who you think is good at self-managing. And really to make this a game changer, not only somebody who's good at self-managing themselves, but also someone who is not emotionally invested in your problem. So basically someone who is kind of detached from you relationally, but knows of you, like maybe an acquaintance, but you notice, hey, this person is really good at managing themselves, and this person has really got like this aura about themselves. They're really calm, they're stern, they're assertive, but they're just really calm about everything. They know how to handle themselves in just about any situation. Yeah, you want to talk to that person. The first 4 tips were about you looking within yourself to self-manage, but this is how you include someone outside who's really good at self-managing to help you self-manage better. Because it's like a cold. You hang around somebody who's good at self-managing, eventually you'll be good at that. But it's also to get perspective from another point of view. You're getting a point of view from a person who's already really good at self-managing themselves, but also someone who doesn't know anything about your situation. You tell them your situation, and then they just say either what they would do, or they just give you their thought process, and then all of a sudden, everything you were originally thinking just changes. That's how it works. This concept came straight out of a book called Ego versus EQ. I encourage you to pick that up. It's linked down in the description. It's a really good book. It's about leadership and how there's ego versus EQ, and how a lot of leaders let their ego overtake their EQ. And usually the higher up you get the corporate ladder, once you hit like the middle section, yeah, your EQ is pretty high, but then you keep going up and up and up, and then eventually you start to kind of forget everything you already learned or already knew as far as your soft skills or your interpersonal skills, because you're so busy doing all this. Because obviously as you move up, your responsibility grows, right? Well, a big piece of that book is feedback. And that's really another thing you want to meet with the person who's good at self-managing, is because they're going to be so good at feedback, and you might not always hear what you want to hear, but hey, this is emotional intelligence. This is what the whole series is about. It's like, okay, you might not like this, but it's going to better you. If you can't get your emotions in check to receive the feedback that you need to grow, then I'm sorry, I don't know what you're here for. Anyways, I have a bunch of other videos coming up for this series, and I have a special video coming up that's going to be a little different of a tone. So if you like the videos you've been seeing so far, consider hitting the subscribe button, give me a like, leave a comment down below. Which tip are you going to use first? Improving your self-talk, or are you going to just change up your body language? Leave a comment down below. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm Reggie Bryant. I make new videos every single week. Control you, control your finances, control your life, so you can live on your own terms. You better talk to me like that again. Thinking this is.